All right, so what we are talking about today is I want to do a monster builder thing similar to how we have the legendary monster builder, the spreadsheet. So I want to do one for a regular monster. Oh, I'm not sharing my screen, am I? Let me share my screen, and I'll just share. I think I just share my entire screen. Let's see if that works. Is that working? You guys can see my screen, right? There we go. It's challenging running multiple things at a time. All right, so let's scooch that out of the way. All right, there. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to create a legendary monster builder, but for regular monsters. So just a regular monster builder. I do have something similar already, and the reason why I want to do it is like there are cool books like this. This is J.P. Couvert's Dragon Town, and what he does. So this is a system neutral setting, and what he does is really cool. So for monsters, since it's system neutral, instead of stats for monsters, let me see if you can see this. He has like different. Let me see if I could go full screen. Does that work? There we go. So he's got this side. No, man, I always do it backwards. No matter what I do, it's always backwards. Alley cats, health, 2. So average health, speed. Ooh, they're faster than normal. Armor and damage. So rather than like stats specifically, there's sort of generic things going on. And they have claw or dagger, surprise attack, smoke bombs. Is that Clouder or Chowder? An alley cat can team up with another nearby alley cat to set up a surprise deck. Okay, that's cool. And then so that is the kind of thing. So a lot of adventures do that kind of thing. Actually, I don't know how common that is, but I do like how JP has done that. So I want to do something similar. I want to do something similar. Math Day. I don't Outer Wilds PFP. I don't know what that is. Landlord. Ratings. I don't know what you guys are talking about. So one of my friends has started a short campaign we'll be running on Saturdays, and it's definitely not RAI, rules as intended, but I've been allowed to, in exactly one instance, stack the ability from back out of retirement multiple times. As a rule, a cool moment to do one very big action. Hey, cool. That's pretty sweet. Nice. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I like that idea. And I'll put you guys right here. I think we can see the comments. So if you guys are right there, I think we can see the comments. Right. Yeah, we can see that. Okay. So this is going to be a math day. And it shouldn't take too long. And then we'll get into some of the other things. It shouldn't take too long, he said. Let's trackpad. All right, so I can unplug my trackpad for a little bit. I hate having to have it plugged in, but stupid battery only lasts a few days. Okay, so we've got math about how many. So we've got math here, damage and character level and all this sort of stuff. So in some ways, the legendary monster builder is easier to make because it doesn't really care how many heroes there are because the monster acts after each hero. For the other one, it does care how many heroes there are. I'll go and make a new table. It does care how many heroes there are, but we can lay it out so that regular monster builder. So we can set it up so that the table is laid out on a per hero basis. So if you have 5 heroes, that's wrong. If you have 5 heroes, I'll just show you. Level 1 equals this plus 1. We'll go ahead and duplicate that, and then we'll pull this down to 21. Okay, so there's our levels. And what columns do we want? We probably want similar columns. So we want hit points, armor. So let's do hit points, armor, attack. Hit points, armor, and attack. And rather than attack, we could do DPR, damage per round. Damage. We'll just say damage. We'll just say that. Okay, so if you have a level 1, so what monster, like what stats would be equivalent to a level 1 PC, a level 1 hero is what we're doing. Does that make sense? So if you have 5 level 1 PCs, 5 level 1 heroes, then if you have 5 of these monsters, that would be a decent fight. Okay. And actually, I think I'm going to do something. I'm going to add a row above, and we're going to say level 0. Not that there is a level 0, but if you wanted like an easy fight for a level 1 party, it would be, you would do this. So if you have a level 1 party, but you want to have a particularly challenging, if you want a fair fight, you would use this row. If you want a challenging fight, you might use this row. If you want an easy fight, you might use this row. Same for if you're level 6, you can use a row or two above or below to tweak the difficulty. Okay, so hit points for a level 1 thing. So the average damage, the average damage per hero at level 1 is going to be 14. So that's assuming 2 attacks. So you either move and attack twice, or you defend and you attack twice, or you interpose and then attack twice, that kind of thing. Sometimes you'll attack 3 times, sometimes you'll attack once. But on average, you'll probably attack 2 times, or do like one spell that costs 2 actions. So if you're doing 14 damage, we expect someone who is equivalent to a level 1 character to stand up to max. Oh no, that's the hero points. So max damage per hero is 12.5. So we want a level 1 person to be able to. And rather than that, I'm going to do this. So we want a level 1 dude or dudette to be able to kill the creature in a turn. Right? Armor. So let's say instead of armor, we'll say on HP unarmored, HP mid armor, and we'll So I think we'll do it like that. HP heavy armor. Okay, so this is HP if they are unarmored, and then medium armor. Let's see what the calculation we used for this. For medium armor, where is it? So medium armor is times 0.8, so it's going to be equals to this times 0.8. So medium armor it's not going to reduce a whole lot of damage, but it does reduce the damage somewhat. So like rogues will still ignore it with their critical hits, and like other like berserkers, they can largely ignore it. So medium armor doesn't reduce damage by a lot, but it does change the tactics. Heavy armor, on the other hand, does reduce the damage by times 0.6. So it cuts damage. So it takes just the dice, and it cuts damage in half. Let me scoot that over so you guys can see. So it cuts the damage in half. But this is a lot of attacks will be ignoring it. So it's not quite half damage. It's going to be a little bit more than half damage. So a fair dude is going to have this much. And the damage, we want a monster to deal as much damage. What percentage of damage do we want them to be able to deal? So it's going to say equals some percentage of their hit points. So we do not want an average monster to knock the heroes down in one hit. We probably don't want that. Like maybe if they crit a mage real bad, they could, like the far top end, like the extreme end could be that. But we don't want it to We don't want it to be too strong. So if let's just say they'll be able to knock a hero to full. So 14 damage. Let's see what if. So a lot of this is like sort of by feel. So I'm getting the initial numbers by feel, and then I'm going to compare it against other books and see how it matches up math wise. And if we're like pretty close, then we're good. It's good enough to do playtesting. If we're like way off, then I need to rethink some of my assumptions probably, because so far using a level appropriate like CR calculated encounter works great in Nimble. Like it works just fine. So I don't want to stray too far from that, but I do want to have my own numbers and then sanity check them against other people's numbers. So let's say if someone is not defending or whatever, we want them to be able to do half of their hit points with a single attack. That might be too much, but we'll see. Yeah, half is probably too much because what if there's like one hero and two monsters attacking? I don't want two monsters to take a hero down. Three definitely should. So maybe a third. So 0.3. There we go. That feels about right. So if you ever are surrounded by three or more monsters, and if they all hit and nobody interposes, nobody defends for you, expect to be taken down to 0 if it's a level appropriate monster, and that feels about right. That does feel about right. Okay, and we can always tweak it later if once we start thinking about it, things change. Okay. So let's take, this is like our rough starting point, and let me check Discord, see if you guys have any thoughts or questions. PFP stands for profile picture. Ah, okay. Ah, I see. Learning stuff. Inhales, opens, dice outrun. Can I zoom in a bit more? Yeah, I sure can. Surely can. We could do better than that. Give it more power. Zoom a bit more. Is this an effort to balance encounters? Would the term CR be added to the glossary for first timers? Sorry for the internet. Yeah, sorry. We've got a guy coming out tomorrow to fix it, and there's a hurricane coming here in Florida. So like, hey, go on, give us a break. Lag attack. Sorry, guys. The recording on YouTube should be perfect. So I'm recording locally. That they shouldn't be affected by. They should be affected by the lag. Is this an effort to balance counters? Would the term CR be added to glossary for first time players? So let me show you what I'm doing currently, and then you guys can give me feedback. So adventure. So like if you pick up like Lost Mine and Found Delver, and it says like, hey, have some goblins. And it talks about CR and stuff. Like I want a goblin. Like a goblin in 5e should be like the nimble goblin should be equivalent to it. Roughly as strong, roughly as damaging, roughly as survivable. So HP 15. So I do have the CR. I do have the CR here so that people can know, like in case you want to use that. I don't know that every monster will have that. I might. But I'm planning on having encounters just to be much more easy. All right, so here are sample goblin encounters. Level 1, 1 flunky or 2 minions. This is per hero. Level 2, 4 goblins or 1 bugbear. So I want it to be easier than like making a calculation, right? So if they're level 3 and I want an easy encounter, give them 4 goblins. 4 goblins per hero. That seems high, but so far this is about right. That's probably going to be tweaked. And many bestiaries becoming beautiful. Yeah, I like it. So this art, unfortunately, I was not able to get rights to this art. So this is FPO. This is for placement only. But I have hiring some people to make me some goblin. This goblin might be like it's awesome art, but it might be a little bit too spooky for Nimble. Maybe just a little bit too spooky. So that is temporary art. I've just been putting things in just so I know like what art would look like and roughly how much space we have. But this for our dungeon denizens, I do have this cool thing. Look at that guy. Like he's got like a treasure chest in him and like awesome. How cool is that? So I do have some really cool art that I'm able to use already. Here we have hills and fields. We have a 3-headed griffin. So we do have some pretty cool, spicy art for a lot of these, but some of it is still pending. So that is just for me to remember. I can't publish it with that art in it because I don't have the rights to it. I gotta pay people for what they do. Any other comments? That FPO Goblin art, yeah, it's so good. It's so good. Yeah, I love the goblin icon. I love the goblin icon. I love the kobold icon too because it looks like the kobold is like actually saying no. So I love that. Stabs FPO. Yeah. I reached out to the artist who used stabs. So like it's one thing like just using art like in a YouTube video that's just up for free. That's fair use. Like if you look at like someone like Pointy Hat, like all these videos, they'll just grab art and use it, right? It's one thing to use things that are available for free online on a YouTube video for that kind of thing. But if you're selling something, if it's going to be in a book, you have to get rights for it. So I did reach out to this artist, and he just like most of the artists that I reach out to, like they just never get back to me. So it's a long, sort of painful process. If anybody knows the artist to this, like tell them, hey, like I like this is stabs. Like I'd love to use them, but I've hired someone to make me a different stabs. And actually, instead of stabs, I think I'm gonna have the Kobold Clanger. So there's a new creature that I made. So Kobold Clanger, he doesn't actually deal any damage. He doesn't attack anybody. He's just like covered in like he's got a shield in the front and a shield in the back and like a pot on his head. And he's holding like two rocks in his hands. He's just like clanging and making noise and getting his boys hyped. So all he has is a passive ability. Allies who hear your clanging roll one additional die whenever they attack. And he's got heavy armor. So he doesn't. So he wants to like soak up all the damage. And like hype up his boys and like get his friends like super excited, like stabbing things better. So like this is like such a cool thing. I would love to get Kobold Clanger art here instead of this, and I think that would be so cool. Just a noisy guy. No stables in the final pages. Stabbies. Oh, stabbies. I'm not sure. Yeah. Hashtag free stabs. He will continue to live in our hearts. The OG Nimble character, yes. So yeah, reaching out to a lot of these artists is hard. It's a long, arduous process. Okay, so where were we? We're looking at math. We're looking at math. And for our European friends, maths. We're mathsing. Okay, so a level 1 hero. Okay, so I got to think about this maybe in a different way. All right, so let's bring up one of my favorite books. I dropped stuff off my desk. One of my favorite books is Forge of Foes, and we'll go full screen. The Lazy DM's Forge of Foes by Mike Shea, Scott Fitzgerald Gray, and Teos Abadia. So some cool guys. I know Mike and I know Teos. I've never met Scott, but he seems like a pretty cool guy. So the coolest thing about this, or one of the cool things about this, is this chart on the front on one of the opening pages. Monster statistics by challenge rating. And then also in that, so the first column you see CR, and it might be hard to see, but so he's got CR, and then right next to that, equivalent character level. So a level 1 PC is roughly equal to a CR 1/4 thing, right? And we have its hit points, and you know it has like proficient ability bonus. We don't care about that. Then we have damage per round and number of attacks and damage per attack. So we have all of that cool information. So I'm gonna do a quick sanity check with this and see how we're matching up. Okay. And let's add a column after equivalent CR. Oh, and we got to go back to this. Sorry, guys. I'm pretty bad at this. I know. I played Nimble yesterday, and I had a Zephyr in my party. He was using a dagger D4 out of necessity. We had to produce equipment on cite his unarmored attacks velocity for most of the fights were against bandits, and let me tell you that you miss on a 2 or lower really destroyed that guy. Oh, oh, that's brutal. He slowly melted my couch as the hours went by. But on a D4, missing half the time is equivalent to D&D. So if you guys are playing 5e, he would have missed the same amount, but it would have just taken 5 times as long to find out that he missed that much. That's brutal. Destroyed that guy. He slowly melted on the couch for hours by. The GM said he knows it could be different if he was using a different weapon, but he didn't think he didn't think he'll use the parry ability for monster ever again. Good to know. Good to know. I appreciate that. If I was the GM, I would have just said like, here, pick up a rock. It is a D6 rock, or something. Something. Yeah, that's rough. At least he doesn't get disadvantage on his extra attacks. I do wield these hands. That's so good. That's so bad. Okay. So this chart is not, so we're not saying a level 1 character is equivalent to this, so we need to be careful how we're thinking about it. We're saying a level 1, if you have one of these and a level 1 character, the level 1 character would win. So maybe we should think of this a little bit differently then. Well, let's just see where our numbers work out first. Okay, so a level 1 HP is 13. So they recommend 10 to 16. So yeah, 12.5. That's pretty much spot on. Damage per round is 5. Okay, so 4. Number of attacks. Okay, so yeah, so the numbers here are pretty close. Let's go to level 10 and see how things look. So a quick sanity check of the numbers is like so far so good. I got something on my book that's bugging me. What is that? There you go. Level 10, HP, 37 hit points. Level 10, HP. So at level 10, the hit points is 155 is what was recommended. Okay, so we might need to do some double checking. 155. Damage per round, 65. 65. Okay, that's probably low. The number of attacks. Okay. All right, let's go to level 20. Oh no, sorry, I was looking at CR10. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Level 10. So HP 95. Okay, we've got 37. Then damage is 41. Okay. Okay. So our numbers are not far off, but they could also use a bit more thought, obviously. Okay, so let's take a look at level 20. Are we exponentially off? Is what I'm trying to find out. Hit points 196. Yeah. So we're way further off. Damage round 89. Okay. Can you do that? Can you dual wield hands? Yeah, why not? You dual wielding. Maybe we should clarify that. Look at that. Look at that art. Isn't that so cool? The Mind Link daggers, the bloodstained quill. I think I might replace this. So heads up for anybody who is doing anything like this, if you want to avoid AI art. So some of the stock art that you buy, most of that you can find, so like some of this is commissioned, some of it is stock art. I'm trying to commission as much as I can, or like actually pay artists, because stock art is so cheap. It's hard to make a living doing that. So stock art, usually they're forced to, when someone uploads stock art, that they're supposed to label something that this is generated by AI, and you can filter out. So like the first thing I do if I'm looking for stock art, exclude AI, anything that generated by AI, just exclude it. So it usually does pretty good, but sometimes if the person who uploads it doesn't mark it as AI, then it'll still show up. So this one was not marked as AI, but I have suspicions that it might have been by AI. So I think this is just gonna be temporary. Anyway, what were we talking about? Dual wielding. We're talking about dual wielding. Here we go. Um, or if an UNAR, or if unarmed. So what I want to avoid is someone holding a rapier and nothing else in the other hand. I'm dual wielding, right? So I want to avoid that. So if completely unarmed, fists can. Or if completely unarmed, fists can be considered light weapons. Instead of maybe just unarmed strikes. Unarmed strikes can be considered light weapons. Can be if completely unarmed, fists slash feet can be considered dual wielded. That's kind of cool. So like your monk who's like normally carrying a staff or a spear or something, like they wouldn't get this, but like in that kind of situation, like I don't need one dagger, right? It's not actually helping me. Like my fists are like that kind of thing. What do you guys think about that? Is that good? Good suggestion. Hey, Joshatron. If you pick up 2 severed arms, you could quadruple wield hands. There's an old joke like it's the right to bear arms, not two right bear arms. So like you rip off the right arm of 2 bears and you're like dual wielding those. Yeah, technically speaking, unarmed strikes would count as light since it's not just having a weapon. So yes, so technically yes, but again, like someone only wielding a rapier or only a short sword is not considered dual wielding because no, that doesn't make sense. But if you're completely unarmed, yeah, your fists and feet can be considered dual wielded. Can be considered. That's fine. I don't need to mess with the wording too much. I think that's good. I like the way you think. Another way to handle that situation would be to incentivize grappling. Yeah. Grappling is something that players will just completely forget about. Absolutely. And if once you're getting advantage, all of a sudden you're critting a ton, like you're critting a lot. So, as the AI, Um, and as the GM, you can remind them. You can remind them that. To avoid AI art, I go to ArtStation to disable AI. Yeah, so ArtStation by default will do that. You'll still get some AI stuff, but most of the artists. So like, yeah, I do that, and a lot of the artists that I've hired, I've met them and I've seen their work for the first time on ArtStation. A pretty cool website. And there's another one, Kara. But most of the artists, if you reach out to them, you just never hear back. So it is a good way to do it, but very, very unreliable if you guys are ever doing anything like that. AI art will have the color noise channels be abnormally uniform. Not always. So a lot of those tricks won't necessarily work. It's like if I just draw a picture right now, like in Procreate on my iPad, the noise, the color noise channels will be completely uniform. So, and like once AI learns this, like, and once probably with more recent models, like, oh, our art is different because these channels have more noise. They can just like apply a filter like over these channels and like it's imperceptible, and then like that little trick doesn't work any longer. But so a good way to find out if something is AI or not, you can click on like the person who like uploaded that particular item, and this is what I did. And you can see if any of their other art is labeled AI or if any of their other art looks suspicious. So like this didn't this didn't raise any flags for me. If all of the other stuff is hand painted, like some of it's good, some of it's bad, but if everything is like perfect and they have like 1,000 different things and everything is unique, like nobody can make that much art in a lifetime. That kind of diverse art. But a lot of times artists will, like real artists, like the person who drew this, they will make one asset and repurpose that in a bunch of different kinds of pieces. So that's a good way to tell. So that maybe I'll do a video on that later. But yeah, sussing out AI art is, man, I hate it. I hate it. Are arms a light weapon, I guess, is the question. So not necessarily, but if you're completely unarmed, yes, you can treat it as if they are. That's a nice little boost to the Zephyr. Yeah, yeah. I think the Zephyr is strong, but a little boost like that won't kill him. Another method, look for inconsistent artifacting. Yeah, so those kinds of things, it can work. It won't necessarily work. It's usually like nonsensical things that if you look closely you'll spot, or like if you look at the total oeuvre of an artist's work. If their early art is like really garbage and then suddenly it's like perfect and beautiful and great, or if it's like an individual, I'll pull it up right now. I'll do another video on that later. Like AI art really has a specific thing. In my mind, since there isn't a dice class lower than D4, and the reality is I'd much rather be punched than stabbed. Meaning, I'd rather be punched by a commoner than be stabbed by a commoner. But I would not rather be punched by a professional martial artist than be stabbed by a commoner. Those are about equivalent. The inherent drawback of an unarmed is that it shouldn't be considered a light weapon. Okay. I think we laid in an okay spot. I don't know. What do you think, Critical Pixel? I'll say this does kind of obfuscate how unarmed strikes work, because you can unarmed strike with your hands full and yeah, grappling. Could you clarify, Josh? Joshua Tron? You can unarmed strike with your hands full, like in normal 5e, right? So it's really only for those weird edge cases. Yeah. All right. Let's keep going. I'll try not to get too sidetracked. Okay, so what do I want out of this chart? I want a chart that will give me a good, fair fight. So probably what I'm thinking here, I need to rethink just a little bit. So HP. So I probably don't want them to be able to kill it in one hit. So I probably want it to be times like 1.1. So I want them to be able to bring it low in one hit, but maybe a bit more. Maybe 1.25. There we go. So if it's a fair fight between this guy and this guy, maybe the number of hits doesn't matter. Maybe it's just balanced with how much damage they do. All right, let's keep thinking about that. So the damage. All right, so let's back up. So how many rounds? So if we had a one-on-one, if you had a one-on-one fight, and you guys weigh in on this, if you can. So if we had a one-on-one fight, there we go. My drawer's full of minis. All right, so we got a one-on-one fight between this thing and this thing. All right, so say this is our hero and this is like a bad elf. So on a one-on-one fight, how long do we want it to go? We want it to go about 3 rounds. 3 rounds feels good. 3 rounds is not too fast, not too slow. Like 1 round is not enough. 2 rounds is a little bit short. 4 or 5 rounds is probably getting a bit long. So we want a one-on-one fight to go about 3 rounds. So we'll just assume that. Okay. Okay. So if we want this to go one-on-one to last for 3 rounds, then we need this to be their average damage times 3. So let's just double check. This table max damage per hero. So rather than max damage, we'll change it to average, so damage per turn. So we'll change it to that. So we want that times 3. Okay, so 25 hit points. And then these are automatically calculated, so we don't need to change that. And if we'll say this. Okay, take 1d2. So the average hit points per hero is 18. So let's tweak this. How do we get to here? Okay, so so I'll need to add one more column. Column after. So the effective hit points per hero column here is only matters if it's a legendary monster when they're acting after each hero. I think that's correct. What is calculate again? So average hit points. So D4. So 14 plus. So this times B5. The number of turns. Okay. So yeah. So let's do regular monster. And if you guys know what's going on here, that's fine. Like I know what I'm doing. So I want this to last for 3 turns. So now we can do reg monster. And we'll say effective hero HP. Okay, so we're going to it's going to equal this plus I'm going to put it in parentheses this times 3. Okay, so the effective hero HP versus a regular monster is 39, because if they're blocking once per turn, so they're spending 2 actions to attack and 1 action to block is the assumption, or 1 action to move, and they have other abilities to block, or someone's interposing. So this is average. These are averages. So we want to keep the row of that. And now we can drag that down. And so this should give us the numbers that we want. So yes, this is much more correct than this, right? Because we don't want it to go 15 rounds. We want them to last 3 rounds now. And you guys tell me if that's making sense. And again, if not, it doesn't actually matter. So we want this to be able to equal. We want it to equal. We want it to equal this divided by the number of rounds. This. And we will preserve the row. So this is how the sausage gets made, you guys. So the damage per round of a level 1 monster should be that. Yeah, that feels a lot more like it. Cool. But so we don't want, well, do we? So we probably want to like multiply this by like some modifier so that the fight against these 2 guys, like our good dwarf girl and our bad, elf thing, we want the heroes to usually win, right? So we don't want it to be a slugfest where they both reach 0 at the same time. We want the hero to win. We want it to be slanted generally toward the hero. So we're going to multiply this by like 0.8. Because we want the hero to, we don't want it to be like a toss-up. We want the hero to typically win. And unless they're extremely unlucky, unless they use extremely bad tactics, they should win. Because that's a game. But we can always increase it. We can always make it harder. It's much more difficult to salvage a fight that's going poorly. So equivalence here, I don't know what that is yet. So all of this is feeling much more better. Did we do this already? We did. Okay. So heavy armor is just based off that. Okay. All right. So now with that, let's take another look at this. So we'll check on chat. How you guys doing? The real MVP has arrived. Edward, hey. I assume that that Edward's MVP. Maybe it's Kazakh. Hey, Kazakh. I like where we are with it. It could really be a bummer for those looking to embody the monk fantasy if there's no dual wielder second arm. Okay. The real hero is the guy who will eventually show up to fix Evan's internet. Tomorrow. Internet is fighting for its life. Yeah, sorry. I'm recording it, so you guys can watch it later. Yeah, so earlier it was dropping like exactly every 5 minutes, like on the dot, for like 10 seconds. I don't know what's going on. Yep, Absol Heroes should win. Point 8 looks fine because the players always have the strategy advantage. Yeah, absolutely. Like the goal is to get it close enough for the GM to be able to fiddle with. Nice. Okay, so let's compare our newer, shinier, better improved thing. So a CR1 should have 13 hit points. So our hit points is 24 because on average in 5e, you're expected to miss half the time. So, but if you don't miss half the time, 24 is roughly double 13. So I think the hit points is exactly correct. Damage per round, 5, and our damage per round is 10. Again, because people can block and dodge and defend and do things. So I think that is perfect. Level 1 is perfect. Let's go to level 5. Level 5, HP is 45. Okay, so this is weird. HP is 45. Why is HP 45? The damage per round is 17. Level 5. Okay, damage per round. Okay, damage per round it looks about good. So maybe we're not scaling enough. In my city, a car accident ended with 20,000 pounds of almonds onto the freeway. No! Get a shovel! I've got my big giant 3-pound bag of almonds, and I'm actually making a pretty good dent in it. Can you guys see? It's like halfway. It's like down to here. I've maybe eaten a third of them. They're delicious. Delicious and nutritious. Okay, so let me. Why is level 1? So let me check level 3. Level 3, 33 hit points. Oh, did I not? Oh, because I'm dumb. I think I didn't. I think I didn't do something correctly. I didn't copy the formula. Yeah, there we go. Ah, there we go. We did it, everybody. As a Brennan would want. Does Brennan like almonds? Cool. Cool. All right, so let's look at level 3. So this is based off of damage. So like off of the cantrip damage. So it's not strictly what you would expect, but you know it's broad strokes. So let's jump to level 5 then instead. So level 5, hit points is 45, hit points is 48. Perfect. The damage is 18. The damage is 17. Cool. Level 10. Now we're getting there, guys. Hit points 95. Hit points is 73. Okay, so maybe the damage isn't scaling enough, or maybe this spreadsheet is scaling damage too much. I don't know. Let's see. 73, and then the damage is going to be 28. The damage is 35. Interesting. Okay, so that is making me think that the part of my table up here, it could be some tweaking. Brendan Lee Mung has an entire rant about almonds being his GM stacks. Send me a link. Oh, if it's yeah, send me. I'd like to see that. Is this safe for work or is it a spicy clip? Okay, so let's take a look at average hero damage per turn. So it is currently based off. So this is attacking. I'll find the animated version. Someone animated this rant. Oh man, you guys. All right, should we listen to it?
Florida has a near total abortion ban,
Oh, come
with
on.
no real exceptions for rape, incest, or the health.
All right, skip.
What are your favorite GM snacks?
Yeah, Brennan.
Let me be clear.
Come on, you little hobbit.
This was put into this fucking questionnaire
All right.
to come.
Okay, all right. Maybe. Sorry. Okay. Let's keep focusing on what's going on. So party level. So max damage per hero probably needs to be dialed in a little bit more. So currently it is only assuming someone to be using cantrips, like just cantrips. And honestly, people are going to be using. I guess I should have waited until you said that. So we're assuming we're assuming that someone is using only cantrips. But in all honesty, people wouldn't be using only cantrips. They would be using cantrips and spells and cantrips and abilities and other things. So rather than building it off of that, let's build it off of, because the cantrips are lumpy, let's go to a leveled spell. So 0.9. So let's grab these two. Grab them here. So leveled spells would be 12, 18. So leveled spell plus cantrip. So let's just do the leveled spell. Okay, yeah. So if you guys can see here, let's look at these two columns. Looking at these two columns. So a level spell, and let's compare. Let's compare. Where is it? Two cantrips. Here it is. Okay, so this is more apples to apples. So rather than just multiplying it, so two cantrips versus versus a leveled spell. But two cantrips versus a leveled spell. Okay, so the baseline damage, 10 versus 12, 13 is close enough at low levels, but as we scale and level, it's like now we're all of a sudden doing like 2 to 3 times as much damage with one leveled spell versus two cantrips. So that is why at the low levels our spreadsheets look correct, and then at high levels they diverge. So I really should have been looking at leveled spell. So are you going to be casting a leveled spell every turn? No. But this is the max. This is the damage that we're looking at. So the max damage. So it scales more appropriately, and the other classes are balanced off of not just casting cantrips, not just as attacking, but as like having other cool things they can do. So that this one here. So this gray one is actually where we're looking at. So the extra abilities of other classes give more damage. Okay, so let's adjust our numbers here. So the max damage per hero, and this is probably going to have a knock-on effect for our legendary monster chart, and we'll double check that later. So max damage per hero at level 1 is going to be, so at level 1 you don't actually get a leveled spell, so it is just 12.5. And it should be 9.73. All right, so rather than doing this, let's say hero DPT 2 actions. So we'll do that. So it's going to be 2 cantrips, so 9.73, and it's just going to be that for the first. So at level 2, actually, you get leveled spells. So level 2 will go 12.90, 12.90. Level 4, it's going to be 18.56. 18.56. Then we have 30. Man, 30.77. 40.44. And just to show you guys where this math is coming from. Where is this math coming from? So it's 10d12. Okay, so an average, like whatever tier spell this is, a single target spell, so an average is going to deal 10d12 damage, and then if we go down here, d12, 10d12, it is a 60.68. So that's where those numbers are coming from. This table consists of our simulator running things, including things such as like what impact die size has with a disadvantage and advantage, and multiple stacks and multiple dice and different things. And we also have a table for vicious. So this is the vicious table. And chance to hit and all of those kinds of things. So it's taking into account, so your first attack, chance to hit with these dice, with advantage, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So all of that has been taken into account for these numbers. So where were we? Leveled spell. So 40.44. Level 10, 50.51. 50.51. 60.68. Ooh, not 6,000. 60 point. And I probably don't need the decimals at this point. 68, 68, 75, 75, 90, 90, 90. So we'll just say 100. So it's been increasing by what, 15 each time? So 105. Just to give it like level 20, you do get some cool stuff. We'll say 110. Because if we're being honest, level 20 level 20 is stronger than level 19. Okay, so those numbers are the numbers that we're going to use to recalculate some of these things. So we'll take table C. Okay, so that's correct. They can deal if they deal that much damage over 3 rounds. And I'll change this to this so that we can tweak things easier if we want to. Okay, so they're attacking over 3 rounds. Then the HP is going to be that. That makes sense. So we should see the hit points at level 20. So here increase substantially. So at level 1, there shouldn't be a big impact. So 29. So yeah, there shouldn't be a big impact. I don't remember what it was, but so if we do this, oh no, I guess it. Oh, it was already connected. So I deleted that row and I changed it. Okay, sorry, I forgot. Okay, so that is correct. The damage that they're outputting. Let's check the damage versus our bookly book. Level 20. Level 20. Damage per round is 89. Okay, so maybe the survivability of our boys is artificially low. We don't want some big scary monster hitting like a wet noodle, right? Let's tell us with Excel. What would TTRPGs be without spreadsheets? I don't know. Okay, so the damage output is too low, so that leads me to believe that our assumptions about survivability are low. Average armor per hero is 88.4. So maybe we don't go with average armor, maybe we go with maximum armor, because mages and other classes get other ways other than armor to survive. So yeah, rather than average armor, what is this calculated from? Let's find table 2 EFE2. Okay, so low armor, max armor. So instead of this, so I'm going to do why did I multiply by 1.2? All right, so instead of this, I'm going to change it to equals. This equals the max armor, just to keep it more simple. More simple, more better. And this should also fix our problems. So, yeah. So the effective hit points goes from 189 to 202. Okay, that's not going to have that big of an impact. It's not gonna have that big of an impact. Average hit points. I think the average hit points per hero is fine to use. But the armor, so we'll just change this to armor per hero. Okay, armor per hero, and then let's double check. Uh-oh. Cancel? Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, what happened? Did it just die? Did it just die? Cancel? Hello? Open recent? Lose your mouse calculator? There we go. Okay. Okay. Let's use this keep one. I don't know what that was about, guys. Had me a little bit scared though. All right, so let's make this a little bit. You guys can still see that. All right. So let's just do some sanity checks. And maybe it's the case that our numbers are correct and their numbers are incorrect. So I don't want to overcorrect, but I am just sort of double checking to make sure that everything is kosher. So the damage that they're dealing is based off of table F1. So this regular monster effective hero hit points, and that is correct. Let's look at this. Average this times this times it. Okay. Yep. So the damage should be 12. And then the damage for these guys, like taking 50 damage from a single attack or in a single round is like not nice, right? And if we want them to last 3 rounds, then yeah, 3 rounds they'll be brought low. So that feels about right. So let's say we have let's just use our own brain meat. Level 1. If something's smacking you for 12 damage, and you have 14 hit points, you're definitely blocking. You're gonna block somewhere around 5 to 10 damage. All right. And you're going to be outputting how much damage you're going to be dealing. Like 10, 12 damage, somewhere around there. And their hit points, so you'll deal, so first turn, you'll deal, roughly half, like a third to half of their life. Second turn, you'll deal another half. You might kill it on the second turn, but if you don't kill it, it'll be close to being dead. And then on your third turn, you'll kill it. On its third turn, so the damage might be attacking you for a little bit too much. It might be attacking you for a little bit too much. So if we have a 14 hit point commander, I mean, if he attacks you for less than 12 and your armor is 10, then you would just take no damage forever. Yeah, so it does have to be higher. Yeah, so it does have to be higher than the armor, and that feels correct. So 26. So at 26, if they're attacking you for 54, it's probably got multi-attack, so it's attacking you twice. So one attack, you're just like ignoring one whole attack that this thing has, and then it attacks you a second time for 26. And that feels exactly correct. That should be what it feels like. Like being able to just shrug off like a whole attack from a level 20 monster. Yeah. That is what armor should do, but you shouldn't be able to block every attack. Someone else could interpose for you, or you can cast a spell, you can do other things, but you should not be able to block every attack. But being able to block an entire attack or almost an entire attack, yeah, that feels about right. And if they multi-attack, then they would attack for 6. Okay, so these numbers do feel appropriate. Let's compare them one final time. So level 1, hit points 29. Hit points here says 13, but I think that's correct because you're going to be missing half the time. Hit points at level 5. Hit points at level 5, 45, 55. Okay. So hit points at level 10, 155, 151. Okay. I think my numbers are more correct. I'm more confident in my numbers than these numbers because these are based off CR, and 5e at high levels is notoriously stupid, and it doesn't super work because in part the numbers are not right. 145 level 15. Oh, sorry, that was level 15. 145. Okay. All right, so there's too many columns for me to look at. I'm not gonna highlight it. So level 10 should be 95. Our level 10 is 151. Okay. Level 15 is 145. Our level 15 is 204. Okay, and then level 20 is 196 and 330. Okay, so that feels about right. That feels about right for unarmored, and then for armored, heavily armored, and all these other things. Yeah, that looks correct. And then the damage. Let's check the damage. At level 1, the damage is 12. Level 1, the damage is 12. Level 5, the damage is 19. Damage is 17. Okay. And also because you don't just go unconscious and can't do anything if you drop to 0 hit points in Nimble. So that does matter as well. At level 10, the damage is 35. Level 10, the damage is 30. Okay. So it's not 1-to-1, but it's pretty close. Level 15, the damage is 59. Level 15, the damage is 43. And at level 20, the damage is 89 and 54. Okay, I think that's okay. I've done a sanity check, so we can't go strictly by 5e because at high levels at least, because 5e at high levels again is broken. So these numbers are correct. And these numbers, I'm comfortable enough with these numbers to put them into wider playtesting. The need dates back to the 70s, I believe. Yeah, so it would have been, yeah. Oh, don't say Thaco. I played a Planescape Torment back in the day, and like I remember like Thaco like in the game, but I remember distinctly never knowing what it was, and like the better things I put on, like the lower it went. I was like, oh, is that? I don't get it. Thaco's not that hard. It was just an unnecessary weird way of thinking. Yeah, isn't it like to hit AC 0? Isn't that what it means? So like if your AC is 0. You need to roll like a -1 to get it or something. Like it is a very weird way to think about it, and they could have clarified. They could have made it different. We'll say different. But we stand on the shoulders of giants, so we dare not speak ill of our elders and those who came before us. We stand on their shoulders. We could not have Nimble without all of the progress that the designers and artists and people made. Like we wouldn't have anything close to this. Like I'd be coming up with the Thaco idea and think it was brilliant, if we didn't have that. It was like trying to score a point in basketball, but you wield a pole with a net and you try to catch. It's like trying to score a point in basketball, but you wield a pole with a net and you try to catch the ball with it. Yeah. High levels of how you make CR almost meaningless. Yeah. So like that book does a lot better job at it. But so actually, I do want to fill in the CR value real quick, just for people, for backwards compatibility reasons, real quick. So I will lean on my buddy Teos and Mike and Scott for just a little bit longer. Equivalent CR is 1/4. Equivalent CR of 2 is 1/2. And the low levels is honestly like not that bad for CRs. Level 1, 1. So there's no equivalent. So level 4, 2, 2. So there's no equivalent for level 4. It's like 1.5, but there's no level 1.5. 7 is 3. So level 7 is 3. Level 9 is 4. So you see how weird it's getting now, right? Level 11, so CR5 is 10. Okay, see, it's lumpy. 5. And then we have level 11 is 6. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this math. Level 12 is 7, 8, 9, 10. Level 15. Level 15 is 9. Oh, we skipped something. Level 8 is 13. What? Or CR, level 13 is 8. Level 13 is 8. Level 14. Okay, so yeah, there's no level 14. It's because there are certain like tentpole things where like level 5 you get a big boost, level 10 you get a big boost. So like in D&D, like every level you don't really get anything. It's like boring, 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 big thing, boring, 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 big thing. Not boring. You know what I mean? Like same, big thing. And so Nimble is much more of a linear curve, or the curve is less lumpy, I guess. Okay, we've got CR10. CR10 is equal to level 16. There we go. 17, 18, 19, 20. So 11, 12, 13, 14. So level 20 is equal to 14. Yep. Okay. So thank you, Teos. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Scott. And if you guys are wondering what book I'm using, Forge of Foes is really, really good. And I'm going to do some cross-checking with some of the later books as well. Not that one. Not that one. This one. The Tales of the Valiant Monster Vault is quite good. They have a substantially good numbers in here. So I'll do some cross-checking on that later, but I don't want to belabor it. I think these numbers are good enough to go and enter the layout, and then I'll show you guys how to do some cool stuff. Another thing, CR is based on the independent hero level, whereas my understanding of it in 5e is based on the average party level. So a CR 4 enemies equal to 3 to 5 4th level players. I think that was the intent. That's the goal, but that is not in reality how it works out. Unfortunately. So like if we look at the Tales of the Valiant chart. Ooh, sorry guys for the banging that thing. So look at the Tales of the Valiant chart. So a party of 4 PCs. So for a party of 5 PCs, the max CR that they should have is 7. A party of 3 PCs, the max CR is 3. Party of 2 is 2. So at like levels 2 and 3 and 4, that works. But level 5, it doesn't work any longer. At level 6, so and it gets worse and worse. So it doesn't really work, and especially for single monsters, like a single monster. So the way single monsters work in 5e is they're either so strong they TPK the party on their one turn, or they're so weak that that the party kills them, easily. So it's unfun in both ways. So it works okay at very, very low levels, but not great. So then there's a CR budget for like other things, and we admire what they did while always striving to improve. Exactly, yeah, that's a great way to think about it. All right. So let's go and take these numbers, and then I also want to double check my numbers for what the changes I did here to the damage output, what that does, and the survivability, what that does to the legendary monsters. But I think we can go ahead and take this GM guide. So I'm going to take the legendary spreadsheet, and we will steal it. And use it. Not there. Yeah, we'll just stick it here for now. So it's all on its own. Okay, so we've got, that's the wrong one, this one. We've got this regular monster builder, HP, HP unarmored. HP unarmored. HP mid armor. HP heavy stand. Heavy armor. I won't do that. We don't care about safety, so we've got 3 HP, and then damage, and then CR equivalent. I don't know if we need a CR equivalent. Do you guys think we need like a CR equivalent type of thing? Table options, delete, column. Damage. Oh, actually, let's keep that column. So we'll do damage. Per round. And then we'll do, copy that. Do we need this CR? We'll do attacks per round. What do you guys think? One day I'll make an effort to learn CR. Don't. It's not worth it. It's just a weird system to calculate a party encounter. There's the tables in the newer books are much more helpful. You don't really need to understand what CR is. It's just a budget thing. I think that's how it's described. Yeah, but there's a fair difference between 3 and 5 players in terms of action economy. Yeah. Or 3 and 7. In D&D, one party member matters a lot more for difficulty balancing than Nimble. Seems it would help that. Absol, are you answering? It would help the idea of backstroke ballet? All right, fine, I'll do it. CR. CR equivalent, attacks per round. Okay, so at level 1, you're only getting one. You're only getting 1 attack per round. Level 3, probably it's going to be 2 attacks per round. I don't know that we really need like more than 2 attacks per round. Like, maybe like 10. Like level 8, you could start doing like 2 to 3, I guess. I mean, it's fine. It's just not gonna. And there's a difference between the minus sign and the like the I don't know, the in dash and m dash and other dashes. So there is a difference, and that matters to a lot of people. If you didn't know that. And yeah, we'll just do 2 to 3. That's fine. Cool. You know what? I think just two attacks per round is fine. I don't know. Balancing is a fool's game. No one will ever manage to do it because classes are wildly different. 4E got a bad rep precisely to try and fix that. Every class in 4E is designed to be balanced and achieve that they become very similar to each other. Yeah. So my philosophy on balance is similar to that. So like my philosophy on balance is that I don't want every class to feel the same. If every class felt the same, why would I need different classes? Right? Like if men and women were exactly the same, why would we need men and women? Like why we would just all be like slugs, right? If pizza and tacos were the exact same, like why would we want one or the other? So we have all these different delicious foods, and they're all delicious, like roughly in different ways, right? So getting philosophical here. So we have different foods specifically because they're different, but they all give you calories, right? Except for like celery, and they all taste good, but in different ways. But sometimes you're in the mood for pizza and not tacos, right? So the classes they all do roughly the same amount of damage, white room, in some empty room. But in reality, they're going to do that in different ways mechanically. They're going to have different strengths and weaknesses. Some will be more survival. Some will be better AOE. Some will be better at unarmored or medium armor or heavy armor. Some will have better utility and be able to buff allies and other things. So, it, in one fight, the mage might be the top DPS. In another fight, the hunter might be the top DPS. Damage per second. That's like my World of Warcraft training coming out. So different classes will do different things. I don't want them to be exactly the same. I want each class to feel broken and OP in certain circumstances and less good in other circumstances, but always heroic. Like a little bit broken is cool. Like you'll remember a little bit broken. Super broken or super similar, nobody will remember that. Balancing comes with how your player interacts with the story. If they know a fight is difficult and they have some chance of winning, they'll find a way to get narrative advantage. Yeah, exactly. The GM can go for the hero to pull punches. Exactly. Yeah, there's always ways to tweak things. There's always ways to put your thumb on the scale. Sierra has always been arbitrary to me. There's hundreds of layers, so not so much arbitrary, but yeah, I get what you're saying. It's imprecise, we'll say. My rule of thumb: just make sure the players are having fun. Yeah, but it's hard to have fun if a game is way too difficult or if it's way too easy. So there's a pretty wide band of fun in there, but there's an infinitely wide band of too easy and an infinitely wide band of too hard. Like 1,000 Tarrasques is too hard, but 1,000,000,000 Tarrasques is harder. But they're both equally like unfun, right? They're both so. There's a wide band where it's possible to have fun, but you need to know when you're in that band and when you're like outside that band. So yes, Red Loon, they are like guidelines. I think what would be important to transition from D&D Nimble is looking at D&D Monster by some stat, doesn't have to be CR necessarily. It's got to be in the same neighborhood. It's got to be in the same neighborhood. Like I don't really mind too much if the Amazon driver drops my package off at my neighbor's house. It happens sometimes. I just like go walk down there and pick it up. It's inconvenient, but not too bad. I still get my package. But if he drops it off in Hawaii, like he might as well have not even like I might as well not even have ordered it, right? So it's got to be in the same neighborhood, and then we can give the DM tools to tweak it up or down on the fly, and that's what we're doing. So compatibility is a big deal because there's so many cool 5e monsters. There's so many cool. I don't want to throw those away. There's so many cool 5e adventures. Why should we throw those away? No, just give the GM tools to make it work. Yep. Sad by the time the designers realize and try to fix the yep. This is what you learn to do in D&D 5e after a while. All classes made it to the test chamber. Hashtag Evan Internet. Oh, did you lose me? All right, you guys will have to watch the replay later. We should be happy D&D survived 3.5. Yeah. Man, that's gonna be such a good point when I watch the replay. Yeah. I think Nimble has a very specific design place. It builds heroic fantasy like D&D, but the heroes are not untouchable like D&D. Yeah. Yeah, heroic, but the monsters are spicy. Heroic, but the monsters are spicy. All right, so let's fill in this spreadsheet. I appreciate you guys' comments and feedback and stuff. By the way, it's nice hanging out. And I'm going to add insert a row above, just one, and it's going to be 0. Ooh. 0. Oh, come on. Okay, why is this black? What did I do? Come on, design, work with me. Why is it black? What happened? All right, so I gotta undo everything. All right, InDesign doesn't want me to make another row. Can I figure out another way to do that? Like that? Okay, that row is black. It's interesting. Why? Why is this row black? I see. So it is black, but the tint is 20%. Ah, okay. So I can change the tint. That's fine. Tint black. So this tint 20%. You guys, we're figuring it out. Look, there we go. We did it. We did it, everybody. Oh, but I need that. I need that up here. Can I? I can't. Insert row above. Okay. Maybe I can go to table options, alternating fills, black, tint, 20%. Did we do it? Hey. We figured it out. Okay, so this is going to be for level 0. And let's grab our data. Whoop. Let's grab our data. Shrink-a-dink this down. There we go. Here's our data. Come on. There we go. Now we can see what's going on. Sorry guys, I'm not trying to complain. Okay, so party level 1, HP unarmored is going to be let's say 28. We'll round down and leave it as round numbers so we can like divide it and stuff. 28, 38. 55 is fine. We'll say 54. Level 4, 54. 5. Wait, that's not right. Level 3 should be the same as this, so 38. Okay, so probably, let me see if I can just copy and paste this whole thing, if that'll work. I've got my doubts. Yep, that doesn't work. There's probably some way to do it. I don't know how to do it. So let's tweak these numbers. So I don't want to have like no hit point increase on these levels. Let's tweak these numbers to be, so I will round, so what's the difference here? So let's add a new column, add a column after. So it's going to do, so we'll do equals this minus this. So what's the difference here? The difference between those two, so it's increasing by 10. So increase by 10, increase by 16, increase by 36. Okay, so it's very lumpy. I wonder why that's lumpy. So let's do another column. Add column after. That's going to be adjusted HP, and it's going to be equal to this, this plus this, and that should go here, and this is equal to this. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to drag this all the way down. So it's going to be the same, but now I can adjust this to, so I can increase, so I'll cut this in half, so I'll add 4, and I'll add 4. So now it's 28, 33, 42. Is that correct? Or is that too much? Yeah, no, that's too much. Okay, so there it is. So I only need to adjust the every other thing. Okay, so I'm going to cut this in half to 8. So 16, change it to 8. So that we should see this go from both 55 to this one should stay 55. This one should be like 51, 46. Yeah. Oh, so halfway between you. Okay. There we go. We're doing it. So this is going to be 16. So this should stay 92, and this should be halfway between 92 and 55. Oh, guys. We are doing it. This is gonna be 15. I wonder why. I wonder why it's so lumpy. It shouldn't be lumpy like that. I guess that's just the damage from the spells. And then 30. Okay. So yeah, these numbers are it's a much smoother curve, and that feels a lot better. Okay, so let's add a new column after, and now let's check. Okay, this equals this minus this. I hope you guys can appreciate the amount of effort that goes into making this sensible. So ideally, this would be like a smooth curve, so it's sort of predictable. And let's actually compare that to the numbers that we have up here, just for another quick sanity check. So the level appropriate monster stats. So it's suggested. So this is the rough and dirty, monster, level damage. So at level 1, it should be about 10 hit points, 10 per party level. So here we have 30. Okay. It's obviously it's not apples to apples, but let's just like armor none. Attacks gonna be 2 times, so 1d6 plus party level. So it's gonna be 6 plus 2. 8. 8 damage, 12. Okay, so this is probably going to be like 1 or 2 levels below. So let's try at level 10. So level 10, it's going to be 10 times party level. So 10 times 10 is 100. So probably it's going to be like this. Armor, 1d6 plus 2. So it's going to be 6 plus 20, 26. Damage. Okay, yeah. So yeah, this was sort of like a gut check level. But this is actually very close, surprisingly close to the numbers that we actually calculated. So I don't recall if I actually calculated this or if this was sort of a gut check based off of like just me being so deep into the numbers. I might have calculated it, but it's pretty close to our actual numbers. So it's always nice when the numbers feel sensical. So the hit points going from level 2 to level 3 not changing does not make sense. And then going up so much here, again, doesn't make sense. So 4, 8, 12, 15, 18, 20. We'll do 20. And I want the HP to not stray too far, so I think we're doing okay. 20, 22, 20, 24, 26, 28. Okay, so that is a much more reasonable curve, and now it's 4, 5, 8, 9, 12, 24. Why is it still 24? Why is it still 24? Oh, it's just because these are so lumpy. Let's check on the chat. How you guys? You guys doing okay? Math! All right, I was just wondering if you guys are excited about this or not. Cool. Yeah. Bedtime. Hey, Terry. Good. Glad you can make it. Your DMG has a tiny bump ups too. Is that expected? I don't know what that means, Terry, but if you want to explain, I'd be happy to answer it. This is important analysis right on this. Yeah, 100%. This is going to help so many people. Yeah. Okay, so let's smooth this out just a little bit without making my life too difficult. Okay, so let's just add one more column because we don't have enough columns. Add column after. So we want a smooth curve from like 28 to 300-ish. Okay, 300. All right, so let's open up my favorite thing, the calculator. So 300 minus 28 equals this, and we're going to divide that by 18. So on average, it's going to be 15. So here it's going to be 15. And then let's see what happens if we do equals this minus 1. Let's just see what happens. Oh no, sorry. I need just one more column. Honest, just one more column. I just need one more column, and then we'll be done. Okay, so this equals this equals this minus 1. Let's see if that gets us somewhere good. And then this equals this minus plus 1. So let's do this equals this plus this. Let's see how close that gets us to the numbers we want. Super close. Super close. Great. 55, 49, 55, 58. So let's graph this. Let's make this HP 2. So let's graph this real quick just so we can look at how pretty the lines are. And it's honestly so that we can compare the smoothness. Okay, look at that. So one, we have a nice, smooth, predictable curve, and the other, it's like jagged is fine, but like the weird spike here in the middle could make for like unfun games or things that are harder to balance. So if I were to guess, the CR curve for 5e is like low. It's what you would expect here. Then here it's like here, and then at high level is just like it's way out, like off the expected fun curve. So it looks like this. So at level 20, why does this go down? Okay, so this should not be 300. We should see what the next number should be. So the last number should be 313. Ah, great. Cool, guys, we did it. Okay, so these are the correct hit point numbers if these were to be smoothed out properly. And we did it with the power of math, everybody. And yeah, I'm actually going to eat some almonds. Someone said almond again. Nimble is first system I've seen since ICRPG. Oh, is that Index Card RPG? How is that? The system is just so approachable. The rules are tight and straightforward without... Thank you so much, Critical Pixel. I appreciate that. I'm gonna take a screenshot of that one, so I can feel good. You guys tell me if my munching is too much. I can wait till later, or I can mute myself. He gives you ideas. You can't be having ideas, man. Oh, damage. The smoothness of that goes 12, 13, 15. No, I haven't looked at that. So these are raw numbers based off of like the weirdness of the spells, and I'm smoothing it out. Stop making them. What? I think of that meme with Dave Chappelle, and he's got like the powder on his nose, like y'all got any more of them columns? All right. Can you guys still hear me? Discord was saying that it was giving me some weird error. Might be because I muted myself. Fight, internet, fight. Yeah, just now we can hear you again. Lost you there for a second, yeah. Oh, Void, hey, good to see you. I don't know if I ever showed you. So Ovoid, hey, um, Ovoid helped me with some of the subclasses. You tell me if I showed you or not yet. But they turn out pretty sweet so far. So we got the Spellblade, Ovoid helped me with, and Oathbreaker. So yeah, we made some cool progress. Yeah, really appreciate the help. I don't know if you sent me an invoice already. If you didn't, send me an invoice. I want to make sure I paid you for that. I forget if you did or not. I already did. Did I pay you? Nice. Oh, perfect. Awesome. Okay. Happy to have you. Oh, Void. The Void has arrived. All right. So let's go and input these hit points numbers. So this is the good column. And I'm going to delete all of these other columns so I don't confuse myself later. Delete. Oh no! Oh, okay, I need this one. So I'll hide this one. And then I can delete these other columns. Delete selected columns. There we go. Okay. And then also because, and I'm going to go and unhide that column. Unhide column D. So because we know, because we have this, we can also fill in what should level 0 be. It should be 28 minus 5. Yeah, 28 minus 5. And we can calculate it. We can calculate any level. Since we have the pattern now, we can calculate any level. The only problem is what is 28 minus 5? 23. 23, 28, 34. Yeah, I love how it feels better now. 41, 41, 49. All right, if you guys could read the numbers to me as I type, that'd be super helpful. 58, 68. Yeah, so the initial thing was like each level, it goes up by 10. Now that's roughly what it is, like in the middle, in these like in the sweet spot of D&D. That is the numbers. At lower levels, it's less. At higher levels, it's more. So I sort of guesstimated, my intuition like brought me to the sweet spot of D&D, which is cool. At level 7, we've got 79. At level 8, we have 91. I'm glad I'm doing this tonight because I wouldn't want to do this tomorrow. I don't want to be making problems for tomorrow, Evan. 104, 118, 133, 149, 166, 184, 203, 203, 223, 244, 266. Ooh, another pattern. 289. Oh, we broke the pattern. And then 313. There we go. So that is the hit points for unarmored. And now we can hide column, and we can calculate this based off of that instead. And now it's going to be even better. And then we can calculate this off of that, and that will be even better. All right, so let's look here. So 198 is going to change to 187. Interesting. Medium armor. It's going to be 22, 27, 33, 39, 46, 54, 63, 7. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. All right, so I better fill in level 0, so I'm going to do it again. Level 0 is going to be 23, and we'll just drag this. At least I saw it before I went too far. Okay, so 18, 22, 27, 33. Lost my place. Let me highlight where we are. 22. No, 27. 27. 33. 33. 39. 46. 54. 63. Level 7. 63. Yep. 73. 73. 9. 83. 94. 106. Oh, come on. Sorry, guys. This is tedious for me too, but it's necessary. I'd rather me put in the work now and save 1,000 GMs, 1,000 hours. Like I'd rather spend 1 hour doing this and save 1,000 hours, and then not do this, and then 119, 132, 132, 147, 162, 178, 195, 213, 231. Ooh, I like that symmetry. 250. Okay, nearly there. And then we're gonna have a monster builder. You guys just have will forever have a monster builder, which is so cool. 14, 17, 20. Oh, 20 is correct. We already had one that was right. So look at all this time we're saving. 25, 25, 25, 29, 35, 41, 47, 55, 62, 71, 80. Now we're going up by nines now. 89, 100. 110, 122. That's too much. 122, 134, 146, 160, 173, 187. I'm so glad you guys gave me the funding to where I can like spend this much extra time on this and like give us like a cool bestiary that includes all of this sort of stuff. So like that is so cool. Let's copy this, paste it there, so that it looks the same all the way down. Okay, so we've got all of this correct. Those good, and damage per round. So damage per round is based off of the hit points that the heroes have. And so that should be more smooth. We shouldn't need to do too much smoothing to it. Let's add a column after, and let's just double check to make sure that this equals this minus this. So we're just going to do a quick sanity check. I'm pretty sure that's not right. Hey guys, give me a fact check. Is 13 minus 12? Yeah, I thought so. Bug confirmed. You guys can. Oh, you guys can't see that. Can you guys? Oh, internet. I said I'm so glad you guys. I'm so glad we hit the stretch goal. The stretch goal to where I could do the mini bestiary, and I have more time to where I can do this. It is rounding there. Yeah. I wonder why that's happening. I don't think I have any rounding on any of these. It's making me doubt all of these now. Okay, so it's going up by 1 or 2. We'll leave it at 1. We'll leave this at 1. So that now we know that this damage for level... we'll just make this 11. Nah, we'll leave it 12. We'll kill our players. We'll make this 11. All right, we'll make this one 10. There we go. I would support another Beckett campaign for a full bestiary. Just putting out there, removing the band-aid. Yeah, maybe in the future. Maybe in the future. I have thoroughly, like honestly, I have thoroughly enjoyed coming up with these monsters and creatures. So it's not out of the question. It is definitely out of the question in the near future. But we'll see how I'm feeling once I get 1,000 things shipped. Wizard alcohol. Evan, your shared screen is kill. I don't know what that means, Absol. I don't know what that means. Oh. Avoid. It turns out I actually ended up helping with designing 2 of my friends' favorite subclasses to play. Oh, nice. One loves being Oathbreaker, and one almost exclusively plays Magic Marshals. Sweet. Yeah, I'd love to get your feedback on where we landed with the this Bubblade and the other one. Let me know if you don't have it. I'll send it to you. Sometimes I dream in spreadsheets. I'll dream myself like making spreadsheets. Yeah, would love your input on that. It took you a little while. Yeah, it took me a while too. Like I really enjoyed 5e. Like I didn't really want to play anything else, but like eventually the number of changes that we were making like were so much fun. Just in my home game personally, like before I published anything. So much fun that I figured other people might want to see it. Bruno's played 6 sessions of Nimble so far. Wow. Players' response to it is great. Fantastic. Fantastic. Glad to hear that. For saying culture, I was basically a blank character sheet with so much room for random doodles and my friends. Yeah. So that allows you to hover for a while after you hit something? Yeah. Cool. Like a cool, like, cloud sword or something. I'm glad. Oh yeah, I think we did that. Pro tip for people using art programs with a text tool, font size 80, line space 10 is perfect for inventory features. Oh, cool. Stabs bucket of somethings. Yeah, if I get some cool stabs art, yeah, it might be. If you guys know any good artists, feel free to send them my way. Good artists are hard to find. They're either like too busy, or they're not that good, or they just never reach out to you. Like so, like finding it's been an incredible amount of time looking for artists and talking with them and waiting on art. Just imagine that meme of the guy sitting on the bench, the swing by himself forever. Are you still looking for someone to take a stab at a new character for Nimble? I feel like I feel like the character sheet is in a good spot, but if anybody has any ideas, I'm definitely open to ideas. So like a lot of these things, like I wasn't planning. That's the one, Tiggs. I wasn't planning on redoing the character sheet. I liked it, but what was his name? I forgot his name. One of the guys helped me. Like one of the guys just like started posting stuff like, here, I redid the character sheet. I was like, awesome, let me pay you. Can you help me like make an actual one? And like he helped me with a bunch of layout stuff and other things. So if I don't get any input, I'm assuming that it's good. But if anybody has cool ideas and stuff, I would definitely be down for help. So I am looking for like more professional artists and not like friends who doodle. Just for the record. So out of anything, I am pickiest about art. But I'd be happy to give like a new artist a chance. Like I'd be happy to. Okay, let's. So we got damage. Let's go and put the damage in. It's a lot of fun hanging out with you guys, and I appreciate you guys hanging out with me, giving me ideas and making fun of my internet and stuff. It's a lot of fun. Damage per round, 10. Love fan art. Send me all the fan art. I will absorb that. That kind of stuff makes my day. 10, 12, 13, 15, 18, 19, 21. And you would expect the damage output of monsters to be like sort of semi-exponential. But it really isn't. It really isn't. It's increasing mostly linearly because the hit points increase linearly and the armor increases linearly. 21. Ooh, 21 to 24. 19. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. 24. 26. 29. All right, come on. All right, so 29. So there's definitely some rounding going on. I don't know why. 26, 28, 30. We'll do 26, 28, 30. 28. Where's the 30? The 30 should be on level 10. Level 10, 30. Perfect. That's 20. 30. 30, 33, 35, 38, 40, 43, 45. Like this spreadsheet is trying to mess me up. 48, 50, 52, 54. We did it. We did it. We did it. Damage per round. So I think more useful than attacks per round is damage. Attack damage. Okay, so to get when Evan doing the Dragon Ball fusion dance with a humanoid piece of paper filled with stab art. I don't know what the Dragon Ball fusion dance is. I know like the Wonder Twins thing is that. I think it's good. The character sheet, the way to improve it falls more in category of custom character sheets, not a catch-all character sheet. For example, a character sheet for class X with lots of information. Yeah. Okay. Blaze in the Dark. I've got Blaze in the Dark book. Does it have character sheets in it? Blaze in the Dark. I've flipped through it and just like looked at certain portions, but does it have a character sheet in it? Wow, look at this. Look at the credits. Whoa, There's so many pages of it. Oh, it's a Kickstarter backers. Okay. It's like, oh man, they had so many playtesters. Where's the character sheet? If you know what page the character sheet Blades in the Dark is, let me know. I don't want to waste your guys' time. Ooh, Tig sent the Dragon Ball Z. Oh, it's Wonder Twins. Is that Wonder Twins, or am I confusing that? BITD. Blades in the Dark sheets have all the improvements pre-written. You just check what improvements you choose. You don't know what Wonder Twins is? Wonder Twins? Oh, yeah, I was thinking, yeah, Wonder Twin powers activate. It's this. Yeah, so I was thinking, I guess I got confused, you know, that was Dragon Ball Z. Wonder Twins is like slightly before my times, like 70s, 80s. I was a baby in the 80s. American thing, yeah, it's an American thing. Aussie, yeah. 70s, yeah. Looks 70s. You can tell by the color. A lot of people love like the old. Oh, Brazilian, cool. A lot of the like old people who I say old, like the people who played the earlier editions of D&D, they love that art style because that was the art style back in the day, and that to them that's nostalgic. To me, I don't love it, but like sometimes I can find a piece and like, oh, it feels so cool. Okay, so how can we deal 10 damage per round? We're gonna do one. I think we're gonna need like another one more column above this. Zero zero. Because like how do you deal 10 damage? It's going to be 1d6 plus 1d6 plus 3 plus 6. 1d6 plus 6. That's a pretty big hit. 1d6 plus 6. And if we want this to be like 8 damage. It's going to be 1d6 plus 4. Yeah, we're going to need another column, another row. Just one more row, guys. Honest. It's gonna be two. It's gonna be 2 more rows. Okay. And maybe like just zeros is not the way to do it, but okay. So this is gonna be 8. Let's go and make this 7. So that's gonna be 7 1d6 plus 4. Yeah, so that's 7. This will be 5, and this will be 3. Attack damage for 3 is going to be 1d4. Attack damage for 5 will be 1d4 plus 2. There we go. CR equivalent. So yeah, we can have the different CR equivalents. Gotta go. Trex, Clockwork, hey, thanks for joining. First time GMing? Oh, how exciting. You'll do great. Maybe you won't. Maybe it'll be terrible. But you'll learn. You'll do way better the second time around. Sorry, that was immensely unhelpful. I'm getting a little bit tired, a little bit slap happy. Okay, so let's re-reveal show unhide all columns. So 6, 5. So add row above, add row above, add row above. So I need 5, 4, 3, 2. And this should probably just be 5, 5, 5, because like we don't need that much granularity. Okay. Now we can do this, right? No, we can't do that. That's going to be this is equal to equals this minus this. Yeah. So we've got like these are kobolds, these are goblins, essentially. Yeah. So that's enough. Kobolds are as weak as we need to be. And then kobolds are 1/8, 1/4, 1/2. There we go. Yeah. This is perfect. This is perfect. And let's just double check our kobold damage, you guys. Let's double check our kobold damage. Kobolds. So our kobolds deal 1d4, 1d4 plus 2. Let's double check it against our chart. Let's see if the math 1d4, 1d4 plus 2. Bingo, bango. So this should be 1d4 plus 2. And then this should be 1d4, 1d4 plus 3. And then goblins. Goblins are 1/4 CR, right? Goblins are 1/4 CR, 1d6 plus 2. 1d6 plus 4. So yeah, 1d6 plus 2. So yeah, we'll go ahead and do this. 1d6 plus 2. And then 1d6 plus 4. Yeah, there we go. So goblins are 1/4. It's all making sense. It's all making sense. Let me make sure massively underlevel parties are accounted for. What if a GM runs? Yeah. What if there's a baby campaign? Toddler, yeah. Escape from the daycare. This is for if you want to include. So it's good to have it down to the CR levels that are expected. So kobolds, goblins, bandits, and and all the way up. So it's good to have that. So that's more what that's for. Just so you can. What is this? Content collected? I don't know what that button does. So it's more for that. It's not. I'm probably gonna change this to instead of zeros. I might change it to something else. I don't know what to put there. Hero level. But if you wanted to include more than one monster per hero, you could do it this way. That is what that's for. Yeah. It is funny. Evan, no. I don't know what that's about, Edward. I don't know what the words of disappointment is. The Nintendo old cartoon was a huge deal in Brazil. Was it? Years after I started playing TTRPG, I found out that the name of the small old mentor dude was Dungeon Master. I was shocked. His name in Portuguese was something like Wizard Master. That's cool. Okay, so damage per round. So 1d6 plus 4, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yep. 1d6 plus 2, 3, 4, 5. This guy is going to be 5. And then d4 plus 2, 3. Yeah, exactly. Guys, it's so cool. We calculate it here, and like that's correct. We calculate it here, and that's correct. So we know that the math is meshing well. So how many hit points do kobolds have? They have 12 hit points, and gobos have, what, 15? 12 and 15. Let's put that in, and let's double check that. So kobolds have 12, gobos have 15. And like less than that, they're just minions. Oh, sorry. Yeah, Edward, yeah. Sometimes they just say things. Okay, so hit points, 23, 18, 15, 12, yeah. And 15. So no, indeed, I should have done this. I was doubting myself, but no, I should have done that. So that is closer to correct. 15, 18, and then 11 or 12, yeah. And then with medium armor, instead of 11 or 12, it should be 9. And then 9, 11, 15. And then 14. So it should be 11. Instead of 15, it should be 8. Instead of 12, it should be 7. Ooh, something with 7 hit points and heavy armor. That's pretty cool. So I'm learning what the damage curve is here. 3, 5, 7, 10, 12. Okay, so how can we make 12 damage? I mean, we could make it a lot of different ways. Probably by the time we're doing 12, it's going to be 1d8. 1d8. That's 4. So let's do 2d8. So yeah, instead of 1d6, let's do 2d6. So it's a little bit more predictable. 2d6 is going to be 6 damage, so 6 plus 4. There you go. So we can do 2d8 plus 4, right? 2d8 plus 4. So 8 plus 4 is 12. That is correct. And we'll do 2d8 plus 5. Yep. And then we'll do 2d10 plus 4. So 2d10 plus 5 is 15. 2d 10 plus, we'll have to go to 2d12 plus, so 12 plus 6, 2d12 plus 7. Then here we're probably going to have to go, we're going to have to circle back around. Because like once you're adding like 10, 12, 50 to like these things, like you just need more attacks. And you could also do 1d8 plus 2. And maybe I should add that. 1d8 plus 2 next to 2x. Because like, yeah, these creatures would have... these creatures would have multi-attack by now. All right, so we've got to rework the size of some of these columns. So we have a little bit more space. Damage per round. Yeah, we should have more space now. How you guys holding up? You guys doing all right? Is this kind of stream like useful or helpful for you? Or is this like boring? Like ping me when it gets more interesting. What do you guys think? I'm interested to hear what you guys think. Like this is very much like I understand that we are very deep into the weeds right now, and a lot of people don't care to see this kind of thing. So if you tell me. HP stands for head pats when it comes to kobolds. Just head pats will back down. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I said maybe I'll do bad. Explain a joke. Yeah, I love the stream. I'll rewatch it again later. Okay, cool. Jumped in late. I actually know what's going on. Twins, welcome, man. So we are going. This was just a big fat math stream. I'm making a table for a regular monster builder. So we did all the math. We made our charts. We smoothed the numbers, and we did some sanity checks by looking at books. I don't know where the book went. I put it somewhere. So we looked at books, like published books, to see if our numbers are making sense. We did like head playtesting briefly. So now that we're making a chart for like an easy monster builder, a little bit more robust than this. So that's what we're doing. So I am inputting tabular data and figuring out how to convert this damage per round into dice so that I don't have to think about it at the table. Just one more column. No more columns. Just one more column. Okay, so 2d8 plus 4 or 1d8 plus 2. 2d8 plus 5 or 1d8. 2 times 2x. 2 attacks of 1d8 plus 2.5. Oh no! 2. I'll do it. That's fine. Plus 3. We gotta increase it. We can't have it the same. 2d10 plus 5. So I'm gonna do just one first, and then I'll switch it up. I'll do just one and then switch it up. Okay, so how can we make 21 damage? So at these higher ones, I think I'm only going to have. I mean, I guess a monster could just have one big fat attack. That wouldn't be like unheard of, right? So I guess we do like 3d12. So 3d6 is gonna be 9. Let's do 3. Might just have to jump to big fat numbers. Let's do 3d. So like d6, d8 like feels good. Like those are good like average dice. I generally want to tend to avoid like d4s and d12s because they will miss so infrequently or crit so frequently. So just when I'm designing, I want to keep it sort of in the middle. So probably instead of d12, I'm gonna change these to d10s and just add plus 9. Change to the d10. It's gonna be 20, 10, 16, 17, 18 plus 8. And then you could always like increment or decrement the die if you want it to feel different. So I'm going to use this die, but it's like a real spiky thing, and I'm just going to roll a fistful of d4s. Like you could do that instead. But for the default, I'm going to keep them d6s and d8s, maybe d10s. So let's say 4d6. Now, yeah, I think three dice is probably the maximum because like you can add up 3 pretty quickly. But once you get to 4 and 5 and 6 dice, first of all, yeah, caltrops, yeah, bludgeoning damage. So let's do 4d6, which is going to be 12. 21 minus 12 is 9. 46 plus 9. Is that correct? Better be ready to throw them again. Yeah. So I want it to be not annoying let's have the D8 as our default. Let's have the D8 as our default. So we're not like changing everything. We'll just have everything like be D8. So we're not D8s are easy. Okay, D8s. So 2D8 is 8. So we need to do plus 7. 8 plus 10. So 2d8 it will come to 8. 18 plus 11. And then let's stick to 2d8. 2d8 plus 8. Oh, my brain is fading, you guys. I'm gonna have to pull out the cheat button. 21 minus 8. 13. I knew it was 13 all along. So now let's do 3d8. 8 plus 5 minus 24, 11. So 3d8 plus 11. I mean, if they're only getting one attack, I guess having like 3d8 is fine. 4d8 is fine. So it's going to be 3d8 plus 2 more. So it's going to be plus 13. And then we'll do 4d8, which is going to be 16. 28 minus 16 is 12. 48 plus 12. Oh, 48 plus 12. 4d8 plus 14. Now we're going to go up to 5d8. 1, 2, 1, 2. We'll do more 4d8. 4d8 plus 17. No, adding 17 is too much. We gotta go up to 5d8. Okay, so what is 5d8? 5d8 plus some number. So 5d8, so it's gonna be 8 times 2. If you guys want to help me, feel free to Wizardly Absol. Bless you. Come.
All right, now's my time to shine.
Now's your time. Aren't you the one who said you were bad at math?
It should. I said I don't do the graphic stuff.
Oh, okay.
Your
So
5d8 should be an average of.
6.
Hold on, let me do the
16
math real quick.
plus 4. 16 plus 4.
It should be an average of 20 on 5d8, I think.
So 5d8 plus 13. You tell me if that sounds about right.
Let's see. That's 8, 12.
5d8 plus 15.
Yeah.
All right. Just having someone else talking is like, I guess, getting me competitive. Like, oh, I'm gonna get it before you get it.
Hey, sometimes that's all you need.
Yeah, 5d8 plus 18. All right, let's go up to 6d8 now. So 6d8. Ugh, now I don't know what it is. So it's gonna be 8 times 3 minus 40. So 68 plus 16. 68 plus 17, 18, 19 plus 19. Ugh, is 19? You tell me this. Is 19? Yeah,
that is such a big modifier.
It's such a big number. Yeah, I'd rather roll a fistful of dice.
I think I'd probably switch that to 78 plus 13.
Yeah, I think 19 is too much to
Or
be
no,
adding.
15.
Yeah. So let's see. So
78 plus 15.
All right. So we'll change this one to a 6d8 here then. So what should that 18 change to? So 7d8.
And then for the same number, it would be 15 on the modifier.
I might have to do it. I don't want to do it. I don't want to pull up Dice Run. I'm fading. I'm fading, everybody. All right, so 78. So an average of D8 averages to 4.5. All right, so times 7. Easy. Minus 43 is 11. So we want 78 plus 12. That's okay. Fine. I can add 12 easy.
Yeah.
All right. So this one needs to change. So 38. So 4.5 times 6 minus 38 equals 11.
That's 11.
Yeah, 11 is way easier to add. 15 is easy to add. 11 is easy to add. 16 is easy enough to add. All right, so this is gonna be 78.
You know what's hilarious?
What? Plus 40.
The 40 could just be 8d8.
No, like having some modifier is fine. But
yeah,
having some modifier is fine. So 8d8.
48. Well, that'd just be plus 8.
Times 8.
Assuming the average roll is 4, but...
Shouldn't it be plus 12? Plus 12?
How's that?
Am I doing something wrong?
Oh, my math is wrong. Sorry.
4.5 times 8 equals that. And then 36 minus 48 is 12. Yeah, so 88 plus 12.
Sorry, my
and
math was wrong.
88.
I can be very stupid sometimes.
That's okay. Just having someone else is helping me. Is motivating me to go faster.
I'd call that the step-up point.
Yeah, 98 plus. Oh no, I didn't recalculate it.
My gut says it's probably gonna end up rounding to around 13.
Times 9 minus 52. 12. Yeah, 12.
Ah.
And then this is going to be 9d d8
Plus
plus
14.
14a. All right.
That looks great.
Yeah, thanks, man. Appreciate it. All right. All right. So
Sometimes just having somebody that barely knows algebraic math can help.
Yeah. Can you guys hear Absol? I can hear him. Is my computer? Your computer might be dumb. I don't know.
Considering Ovoid commented on something I said.
All right. Okay, cool. All right. All right. I'll go ahead and move you back to the audience, but feel free to raise your hand again. All right, appreciate it. Potato. Oh no, potato. Okay, so you guys tell me if is it helpful to have like this or this if it's 2 attacks? Should we do it? Should we do it for everything, or should we just leave one? It's like by the time you get to a high level, it's like everything is attacking twice probably. Bruno says yes. Anybody else? And while you guys are thinking about that, I will go ahead and add a title. Monster Builder. I think the option is good. Yeah. You're probably right. I just don't want to do any more math right now. This much was quickly becoming your favorite thing in the book? All right. Cool. Singular big attacks? Yeah, I'll go ahead and do it. Or, so I'm going to just copy and paste or 2x. So I don't think I'm going to do like 3x. Like 2 attacks is enough. Like more than 2 attacks, you're starting to get fiddly. So I'll add that, and that'll save me from typing it. Look at this, guys. Look at these efficiencies. I am a tabulate machine that only makes occasional errors. So by level 0, yeah, okay. So by level 1, yeah, you might be attacking twice. Where do we go? Where do we go? Oh, here it is. I mean, 2 attacks values, nice. Okay. If a player gets a huge crit on an enemy and technically they wouldn't die, I just hand wave it. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I mean, you could definitely do that kind of stuff. This is more just to make sure that you're in the fairly wide band of like good enough, like fun enough, balanced enough, and you're not in like the super scary, infinitely wide bands of bad, unfun, broken. That's more what's it for. Oh, I love telling my party, listen, this guy has 4 hit points left. And like they'll attack and hit for 3. And I'm like, and they're like, ah. because they know what the stakes were. I will tell them if something had like 100 hit points, they bring it down to like 12. Like, man, this guy has 12 hit points left. If you can do at least 12 damage, he's dead. He doesn't get another turn, and they'll do 11. And then they're like, no. That is perfect. So I'd rather do that than just like hand wave it. But if they don't know and it's close enough and like I'm getting tired, yeah, you kill them. Congratulations. But I also just have my players track the hit points for me. So they know when they killed it. At least if it's like a goblin, they know goblins have 15 hit points. And I feel like heroes, after facing like a dozen goblins, they pretty well know how much punishment an average goblin could take. Okay, 2d8, or it's going to be 1d8, and I guess I could just, if I was actually smart and not just like pretending to be smart, I would have copied and pasted all of this. And then now all I have to do is change the little doodly number. How cool. If it's one specifically, it feels even better. Like if they know about it already. If they know about it already. So how do I figure this number out? So to figure this number out, I just have to cut this number in half and round up. That's easy enough. That's 4. 5. Okay, all right. So this isn't going to be that hard since we kept it. 5, 6, 7. I said the right number. Typed the wrong one. 13. 3. Oh no. Some of these have 3d8. They have odd numbers of d8s. Okay, I'll skip those and come back to those. 6, so this should be 2d8. Okay, it's not going to be as easy as I thought, but it's not going to be that bad. 2d8. This is going to be 3d8. Yeah, we should have just made them all even, Absol. Can't believe you let me do that. This is going to be 4d8. 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 48. All right, and then this is going to be just halving that. 7, 6, 5, 4. And for these, could round up on the bonus, but round down on the dice. No, that wouldn't work because you have to add 4.5 or something. Don't try to trick me. What do we do about that? Okay, so let's, so 24, we'll just have to convert it. We'll have to just do brute force it. So 24 damage. So I want to do 12 damage. So that's going to be equivalent to 2d8 plus 4, right? 2d8 plus 4? 2d8 plus 4. 2d8 plus 4. And then this is going to be 2d8 plus 5. Is that correct? 2d8 plus 5. 2d8 plus 5 is going to be 8. 8 plus 5 is 13, 26. Yeah, all right. Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. Okay, so this is going to be 2d8 plus 7. Okay, so that was the last easy one. We've only got a handful left. Got a handful left. So this is going to be 3d8 plus some number. This is going to be 3d8 plus some number. And this is going to be 4d8 plus some number. 4d8 plus some number. Okay, so 3d8 on average. So let's add it up. 4.5 times 3. And we want it to be half of 35. Oh, the math. Okay, so 3d8 on average is going to deal 13.5. So someone remember 13.5. Someone write down 13.5. So we're trying to figure out 33 divided by 2, 16.5. So 16.5 minus, there you go, 13.5. It's going to be 3. So 3d8 plus 3. There you go. Nice. Okay, so this one should be 3d8 plus 4. Right? Right? 35 divided by 2, 17.5. Yeah. Yeah, 17.5. Then this one adds 3, 38 plus 5. If I get twice that, I'll add 2. That's close enough. And to get to 40, so half of 40 is 20, I know that. So 4.5 times 3, I've already forgotten. 13.5 minus 20, so 6.5, so we're going to have to add 7. 38 plus 7. And then this one is going to be 4d8. Why don't we just leave it at 3d8? Because if it's 3d8, we can do 3d8 plus 8. Aha! 38 plus 9. We did it, everybody. I'm pretty sure that's correct. I'm pretty sure all those correct. They feel correct. They feel correct. And these guys shouldn't get... I should probably format this so it's not so big of a jumble. It feels just like a big, like... Whoa. Chud, hey Chud, just about to finish, man. Glad you can make it. Out of all the Chuds, you're my favorite. Out of all the Chuds I've ever met, you are the top Chud. So many D8s, it is perfect. Maybe I could change this font so that it's like lighter. Will that help? I feel like maybe another, like a double space here just so it can breathe a little bit. Does that help? That does help separate it some. What if we italicized it? It's just like the design of it really matters. Maybe ultralight italic. There we go. That does make it feel better. So let's copy that. Paste that in all 50,000 of these lines. That feels much better. There we go. That feels much better. Okay, so we gotta just, not a problem. Not a problem, everybody. Yeah, Chud, we're working on some math. So just like I made a table, legendary monster builder table. This is a table for the normal monsters, and it was much more difficult than I anticipated, but it's done and the math is solid. I'm quite confident in this math. And a little bit of time spent now, for me, will help all the GMs who run this in the future. So I'm happy to do it. So we did all the calculations and math live, so you can see how it works. You wish my wonderful voice. Oh, sorry to disrupt the math. I was here for gaming. Good one, Chud. All right, everybody. Ari Twinstill, appreciate it. And everybody else, I'm going to... Yeah, no, Chud, I was just about to wrap it up anyway. But this one is recorded. Hopefully it's recorded. It is indeed. We're still recording. So I'm going to upload this to YouTube. YouTube, see you later.